Good morning and welcome to today's meditation that is about the Divine Feminine Leadership Initiative. And here are these amazing beings. That's me right there. Monica, Anashuya, and Cindy. Just a few of the amazing women that I'm meeting on this tour that are so brilliantly guiding their choices through their intuition to be leaders for the healing of the planet through the eyes, the lens, and the voice of the Divine Feminine. So last night, we sat around a table. I love the idea of the round table, of sharing our ideas and coalescing and seeing the lineups of synchronicities, and then being taken to a slightly higher level in our thinking and awareness of what we're really doing together. That is not particularly mirrored from the outside external world of the business hierarchy, organized systems, but is more like an inner telephone system that we must be at our 0 point in our awareness of the connections that are to be made and realized and moving forward in creating greater community. So first we create trust and awareness and a stabilized sense of our informational base that we're working from for moving from here to there. When I say here to there, it's kind of a not nebulous, because it's becoming clear. The mist is clearing of how we move from everybody having separate ideas and interests in any realm of life, economics, financial, housing, transportation, and bringing these people with all different interests and ideas in a globalized, capitalistic mono system of control, authoritarian, the old king feudal system, versus bringing all these diverse interests and people and parts to a circular table where each voice is heard and received with respect, with allowance for their grievances and their hopes. And in this table, it is mandated that is facilitated by a being who is holding a neutral stance of sharing and allowance, and then brings the bits of potentiality together, guided by his or her own intuitive divine order, potential. How can the mobile land most beneficially for everyone? And coalescing that and stating it in such a way that everyone feels respected, heard, honored, and valued for their needs, not just what they're bringing to the table, but also creatively sparking that their needs can move us all towards a consensus wholeness, which could never have happened if we hadn't sat at a table. This is so different than in the capitalistic system of being delegated to versus one person's or one entity, one trust fund's profit. This is everyone's hands on deck and instruments heard. And this is where the divine feminine ability to hear and listen and move this mobile with everyone, not for them or at them, controlling them or manipulating, but to bring all these interests to a place of potential consensus, which my wonderful new friend Claire Atwell says, perhaps we can create one nugget of agreement for a step forward. And in that moment, you are then planting the seed for a new paradigm initiative that is actually sustainable because it is rooted in the hearts, minds, and hands of the individuals who will be carrying it forward with their hearts and giving it love. This is similar to some of the business entities that have been purchased and run by the very own employees. I think Winco recently did this. And when we look at feminine, these are feminine principles, regardless of gender. The feminine principles that come through when there is a female running the country, by and large, there is greater well-being and happiness and health, and the movement towards new system for creating redistributed justice, wealth for all. So this is why the feminine perceptual lens towards problem solving in a round table is the most efficient, there's a word for it, to bring together effective, efficient, I know there's a business word for this, to move forward towards action. And once these agreements are made and trust is in place, people can move fearlessly forward without defenses. And then we've created a new realm of undefended space of joyful co-creation. And this can be applied to any human endeavor. So what has been missing is the voice of the divine feminine facilitating at the table. It's not just her voice, it's her vibrational field that holds a sense of inclusivity, collaboration, the highest and good for all, which is very similar to a mother guiding wayward children, children who behave, and honoring and loving and respecting them all, and holding her field flawlessly of natural consequences and unconditional love. So I hope this helps explain a little bit of why this divine feminine voice is so important for us moving in the old ways, authoritarian, political, run by special interests, and moving into all new governing authoritative systems that are lovingly move like a chess game gently with the new divine feminine principles. So specifically, what is that for humans? Is humans want to live in safe, humane communities, and beyond that, why not joyful communities with other people they resonate with? So this is very much an issue for all humans now. 1%, I understand, of all humans don't even have homes. So many are separated, don't have health care, don't have money for gas. The laws, the regulations, the systems, everything has come to a point of almost non-viability to support a general sense of health, well-being, and vitality. And of course, this is how it works as we move towards evolutionary changes. Things get very, very, very tight, and those that are on the cutting edge to begin new vibrations, new thought fields, which are usually the artists, the scholars, the scientists, coming together, and something new pops. The spring loosens. We take a breath. We found something new that serves us for a while. So this has been the progression, stagnation, progression, and explosion, finally, of different systems, different epochs, different civilizations, dissolution. So this time, we're even popping beyond the explosion of unviability from what has occurred um, in this last epoch as a result of the mechanization, the mentalization, and the AI now manipulation. And I often say Rudolf Steiner said it would be the social artists in the years of the 2000 in the Pacific North and the northern regions of the United States that would begin new ideation and begin to work with higher realms, angelic visualizations and intuition. And this again tells the story of all the light workers who are waking up now saying, well, something different is being called for. I'm not quite sure what it is, but when we come together in circles or community, we build upon and remind each other of these ideations and visualizations and actually moving towards them and a repulsion of living the old ways that we've lived. So this time, the external pressures for change are not just coming from the earth realm, but a divine order has been agreed upon within the multi-universes that must be restored on earth. And so that is the information that many of the divine feminine are receiving now. Higher, exact blueprint steps and guidance. And we come together with other divine feminine leaders and we look at our blueprints. It's not unlike how the administrators of wars used to come together in the war room. We are coming together in the blueprint room and saying, what does this plan entail? How many people does it need? Where are they? How will we accomplish this? How can we create new systems, buy-in, inspiration, and help humans remember that these new movements, not of defense, but offense, moving towards more light, expansion, fairness, and balance of the mobile on Earth living so that the species can live in peace here together with nature and the natural resources and forces that Mother Earth has been waiting for us to show up with for quite some time. So this is a pretty tall order, but there's a lot of us, and there's some of us who are deciding to actually make a stand and say, I want to create a center. And in my center, we will actually show the template, develop and live a communal template that is built with the new divine order principles beyond human desires, control, and mechanisms. And the way that we will do all of this, we've created wonderful systems of governance that allow all voices to be heard and no control and no mutinies, that everything is now, I could say, written in the stars. And if you listen for a moment, I'll describe that process. You simply listen, and there are higher realms and forces, call it our higher self, God, the creator, whatever you want, that will give us blueprints and exact steps and 0 points of how to understand how living communally can work and understand how it couldn't work before with the fear forces at hand and control over domination. We are turning towards a new vibrational field for humans that is fear-free. That's one of the parts I'm bringing. How to remove fear from your biofield so when you speak, your vocal profile isn't pushing and causing triggers and resistance, but is free and whole and authentic and trustworthy. So as we create more leaders with this divine feminine knowing and seeing the blueprint and showing up and speaking with their voices so they land in such a way in human hearts that they say, this is the truth and this is where I'm moving. This is our role now. Well, I'm a cheerleader for the leaders of the divine feminine facilitation at roundtables to help women remember they promised to sit at those tables and to mediate between the old ways into the new fifth dimension, new initiatives in everything, regenerative, bioregional regeneration, all in every single system across the board. And we're going to start it locally by having centers and communities deciding what works for their area, what works for their people. And the future is based on resonance of those that buy in and feel this is for them. They want to be part of this village. They want to serve. They want their hands, their hearts. They can age in place in these communities. And then there's new generations. So it's almost as what is very old is now new. And we've done all the gold panning in between, and we know what doesn't work for humanity. And we're keeping what's good, which is human connection, appreciation, and respect, living in reverence and sacred ways with nature, guided by divine order. So I'm off today to visit another community, and I'd love to speak to anyone who is feeling like, yes, this is the truth and I want to be on board. Join my newsletter. My website is soundandlighthealingarts.com. We're doing this together.